Well, hey there, my friends. Welcome to my channel and another fun Memory Planning Monday. I'm Laura Daniels, and I love using color, paper, and ink to tell my ordinary story and to bring it to life with photos, a little bit of journaling, and of course, a touch of whimsy. It's where I break into my stash, which we all have a lot of, and I use what I have on hand to document my week using the Heidi Swapp Stop the Blur notebook. This week's color scheme are these beautiful oranges, greens, and navy blues, and I'm going to document the week of the 20th through the 26th of February. So if you're interested in seeing how I can bring all of this together to document my week, stick around. Or better yet, go grab your favorite cup of coffee and come right on back. All right, so lots of thoughts going into this week. Look at all of these. This is a Felicity Jane kit that I had in my closet, hadn't used. And whenever I pull a bunch of the photos out that I want to document for the week, I kind of look for a color scheme that would go with it. And with these photos, I'm bringing out my mom's trip to Boston. I just think, look how beautiful that'll look with these colors right here. So, and then of course the navy blue will go good with anything that's outdoors, and so does the green. So I'm kind of excited to see how I can pull all of this together. I want to show you some of the things that came in the kit. These were, you just hand cut these out from the large 12 by 12 sheet of paper, but these were all neat looking tags. I always love putting them in here and putting a piece of string coming out of the top. And then of course we have this selection. Look how beautifully this is. This has all the colors of when they went to see the play in Boston. So I have a lot that I'm going to be able to work with, and I love this to be able to document on. And then these are the strips at the bottom of the pages, so I cut a lot of these, so I'll be able to pick something that'll go at the bottom. And then I have ephemera. But can we ever have or not have enough? I don't think we can. So I am going to lay out my photos first. I also stamped on these pieces of paper. So let's see what we can pull together. The first thing I always do is I put the photos around kind of where I want to see them when I open up my week. I like how that comes together. Now I have not even thought about where I want to put any cards and such. So let's just see. I like to always print up a little bit of history. I like that there, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to fit everything that I want to fit. This is when I was still in Maine and we went to visit my niece who lives right down the road. I'm thinking something like that. And of course I documented that. And then we have Boston. Mom had such a great time going out with her friends. I'm thinking, maybe this right here. And then this right here. And I like to mark where I want to do some journaling. So I want journaling there. I'd like some down here. And my friend Holly went with her daughter to Paris, just the two of them. How fun would that be to go with your daughter to Paris? All right, let me see. And then here we have my daughter-in-law spoke at her plant, and my son made sure he shared it with everybody. So I want to try to fit this in somewhere, not sure where. And I kind of want to look through these cards to see what really makes these colors pop. I like that. And I love these oranges. Let's see, I thought there was another one. It's kind of, look how that has almost every color in it. Not. Hold on, this was taking a photo. No. Let's see. I just love all these colors here. Maybe this over here. Or maybe not use the cards at all. We don't have to use what we have. I'll be able to use this kit a whole nother day. Probably several more times. Today's top, oh, wait a minute now. I want to bring in this color. Today's top story. And maybe put this up here. Or, bring in the green. Maybe this right here. You know what happens is you all watch this and you're silently or saying things out loud as to, no, move that right there. Laura, what are you doing? Don't put that there. Okay, let's see. There's always the pressure. I want the orange. I think the orange is what kind of brings that in. And I have some pockets here that I just had on hand. So I could do the blue and perhaps the yellow. How does yellow look? Yellow doesn't look too bad, does it? What if I did something like these in here? Get my hands out of the way. I would have to cut this up a bit. Ah! Okay. Something like that. And then I could put something on the front. Today's top story. Or that on the front. So let's just kind of open this up because it's getting on my nerves. Oh gosh, that looks pretty. Doesn't that? Okay, well, that is not staying. Okay, let's kind of work together here. And then maybe this blue over here. You know, I like that. I have this whole area right here. I'm just so proud of my mom. Oh, gosh, that's pretty. What else do we got? What else do we got in here? Oh, you know what we had? We had those tags. Where are all those tags I had? I could do something with one of these tags, especially, I love these colors, especially since I need to bring in some color. Maybe I just want it plain. I could do something with this maybe. Oh my gosh. These colors are just stunning. Don't be making that face. Let's see here. Oh, one of these two can go over here maybe. No. Green. No, I don't like the green. The blue. Definitely like the blue. Nope. This kind of has both of them. Maybe that one. I don't know. So many. And that looks pretty up there. Now, aren't you really interested to see how this is all going to come together? And then, gosh, I had these. I had originally thought maybe Boston out of this. That doesn't look too bad, does it? And then the blue. No, I don't want to do the blue, but the green. All right, what do you think? Am I going to be able to pull all this together? I literally have no idea. I like this to be able to do currently on it. All right, I am going to step away. I'm going to temporarily turn this off, and in a New York second, I'm going to be back to be able to show you how I actually put all this together, and then I'll walk through my thoughts on what I did or didn't do and what worked. So I hope this is a blessing to you. Stick around. You know, it's not going to be that long. It'll be a lot longer for me than it is for you. All right, my friends, I'll be right back. Alrighty, so what do you think? I have to say I am pretty happy with it. I love all the pops of orange and yellow and green, and I really enjoy how it all came together. It looks entirely different than all the ideas I was sharing with you, but that's kind of how the creative process works, isn't it? Like over here, I added the green behind the prayer to bring out the green, and the green I had over here. And I added this piece of ephemera sticking out on the side. I do like how that looks at the end. And you can see, if we go back to the week prior, how I added it here. And I have the doily and then the sign sticking off. I just think that looks good. I added the pocket up here, and I added the orange in the front, and this is when my friend Holly went to Paris with her daughter. They had such a great time. I always like to leave plenty of room for journaling, and sometimes the journaling isn't necessarily about the pictures. This is the funny story of when my son called, and I was talking to him about, well, what stories you've been reading to Diana at night. She is going to be 4 in May. And he goes, Mom, I don't read her stories anymore. I said, you don't? I go, what do you do? He goes, I have to tell her stories. And he goes, it was so funny the other night, Mom, I started to tell Diana a story saying, and the pig was walking through the meadow, and she goes, no, Daddy, you have to say one day. So it's funny how our grandchildren and little children will remember something very specifically as how you're supposed to do something, and they remind you, don't they? So I wanted to share that because that's a fun phone call that I had with my son, and it's a memory that I want to document. I put this about our daughter-in-law Danielle. She spoke at Argos, and my son was very proud of it, and he put it in the family chat. So I like to screenshot family chat or text messages. Here's where my mom went to Boston. She went with her good friend Sue. They went to see Hamilton. It was a snowy day. She almost didn't go, but they had a great time. And Mom's doing great at sending selfies. Here's where she went to the beach and she took a selfie and sent it to us kids. I wanted to add the history, so I decided to make a tag and just have it so it clips to the side, and I brought in the gold with the string here. But I have the front is the history, and on the back is a continuum of this fun story. It was the day before I left Maine, and we had walked down to my brother's house, stopped at my niece Elizabeth's, and she introduced us to her chicken, and it's a Polish bantam, I guess that's how you say it. But the main picture, the one that really spoke to me, was the one of my niece here. She was just so excited to be holding the chicken. So, again, I love the way it came out. And you know, I do love how last week is so different from this week, but the 2 pages go together. And when you flip the page, it's a whole nother story. So I absolutely love journaling in the Heidi Swapp Stop the Blur notebook. I'll be back next week, and we will be doing the last week, beginning week of March. So right now, that's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed our time together, and if you did, take a quick sec and give it a thumbs up. That lets YouTube know that you are interested in my content, and they'll kind of push it to the top and more people will be able to see it. You know, I really appreciate your support. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. So until then, my friends, have an incredible day and be blessed. Bye-bye.